Batho madume tseno ke dikgang tsa loleme la Setswana tseo di tlisediwang ke Keotshepile Mokate mo Platinumnorthwest TV tla re lebelele tseo di itlhomileng kwa setlhoeng. Lefapha la tsa boitekanelo le tshwentswe ke palo e kwa tlase ya batsadi kwa meentong ya masea. Mo go tse dingwe, Kgetsi ya polao kgatlhanong le banna ba le babedi ba kwa Matlhako ya tswelela. Tla re simolole ka tsa mono porofenseng. Lefapha la tsa boitekanelo la Northwest mo kgaolong ya Dr. Kenneth Kaunda le tshwentswe ke go nna teng ga palo e kwa tlase ya batsadi le batlhokomedi ba masea a sa tswang go bonwa go ya go dikgwedi di le 12 kwa moentong wa masea. Mokaedimogolo wa ditirelo tsa boitekanelo wa kgaolo Philemon Maboye a re batsadi ba tshwanetse go lemoga gore go entiwa go botlhokwa thata mo boitekanelong le mo kgolong ya bana. O tlhalositse gore go entiwa go thusa go nonotsha thulaganyo ya mmele ya ngwana ya go lwantsha malwetse kgatlhanong le malwetse a farologaneng le go lwantsha megare e ka nnang ya go batsa botsogo jwa ngwana le go gola ga gagwe. Morulaganyi wa dikgang Thope Mokwatle o buisana le mokaedi wa ditirelo tsa boitekanelo wa kgaolo mo sedikeng sa Dr. Kenneth Kaunda motsamai moloi.
Re ke amohele mohi wa Platinumnorthwest TV ditabeng tsa rona letsatsing la kajeno wena mohi ya ratehang re itlile ho ba le taba e hlokolosi haholo ebile e jileng sitse ka hare ho setereke sa rona sa Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Thope Mokwatle o santsa a o dumedisa mme ke na le baeti tsatsing la kajeno ba hlahang ka hare ho setereke sa rona mme ba tshwereng ba lefapha la bophelo mme re bone nakong ena e sa tswang ho feta ho bile le kgaello kapa hona go se iponahatse ha batswadi ba tlisa masea ka hare ho ditleliniki tsa rona mme ena ke ntho e hlobaetsang haholo mme lefapha la kajeno le tlile ho tla re rarollela taba ena le ho hlokomedisa batswadi bohloka ba moento wa bana ba masea ba sa tswang ho beleha ho fitla mane ho dikgwedi tse 12 mme ke ding ya dintho tseo batswadi ba sa di eleng hloko hore hobaneng ba tlameha hore ba ente bana ba bona mme letsatsi la kajeno re tlo ithuta haholwanyane hore na ke hobaneng le hore ho tlamehile hobane gore sosa sa hore ke eng se tlameha hore se etswe hore bana ba fumane moento wa kajeno mme letsatsi la kajeno jwale ka se ke hlalositse hore ke na le moeti wa ka go tlaha lefapheng la bophelo ka setereke sa rona sa Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Ntatemolo e re ke o amohele ho ditaba tsa rona tsa Platinumnorthwest TV.
Ke a leboha mme.
Ntatemolo e ke kopa o re hlalosetse hanyenyana hore bohlokwa ba moento ona wa bana ke bofe.
Ke a leboha. Go botlhokwa gore bana ba entiwe. Go botlhokwa gore le batho ba baholo at some stages le bone ba entwe. But it is very important for bana because ba fragile ba santsane ba sna maikatlapelo a makalo. Mebele ya bona iso hole e be strong enough to can fight life outside the mother's body. So it is important when they get out of the mother's body, they get into contact with a lot of things, a lot of infectious conditions. Malwetse a tshelanang ba simolla ba interacta le ba bang. Remember when they are in utero, it's just the child and the mother. But then outside, Leo, and people are moving throughout from everywhere else, from other countries and from other places. They may come with conditions. So when they are still this weak, we must strengthen their maikatapelo abone masola abone amele. The immune system need to be strengthened and we need to improve their health by giving them injections in the form of vaccinations. So raba enter at different rates and you will remember the vaccines we cannot because they are still young. Otherwise, we are overloading them. They may get sick and all that. So we give them at intervals. And it is so important until the person or the child has grown to a point that he can stand on his own. If you remember previously in our own cultures, we were saying, we don't want visitors, we don't want people to visit and all that. The main issue in we want to reduce interaction because diseases are not just standing in one place. They are being moved by people from one place to the other. But now that this is a very difficult thing, we strengthen our children through immunizations. As individuals, like now they are no longer dependent on their mothers. They are outside, they must live an independent life.
Ha re bua ka taba ya di intervals, taba ya nako. Bana ba qala ho entwa ho qala ke tseba fela ha a qela ha qeta ho belegwa. So e fella ka dilemo di feng?
Se se bohlokwa ke hore yes, we need to explain hore di tsamayang meento ya rona. Yes, ha ngwana a belegwa re mo fa BCG, re be re mo fa le polio yalo. So meento ya rona ha o ka ela tlhoko, it will go according to 6 weeks. It starts from 6 weeks after birth. Ha fetsa ho tsholwa morago ga dibeke tse 6 wa tla. And therefore we start counting on 4-week intervals. Re 6 weeks, re 10 weeks, re 14 weeks. So what is important for us? For that interval, we are giving more injections, more vaccinations, so that this child can be strong enough to a point where if reka khona, what we really want to see happening, ngwana atle to our facilities very religiously, I ratio gore wa fitla 9 months, wa fitla 12 months, wa fitla 14 weeks and beyond. And after that, we only left with 2 that the child will be completed with the immunizations.
Ke pa dilemo tse kae tse setseng?
They're saying after that, re 4 weeks. We continue to count the 4 weeks after that, yes.
So, bana ba bo 6 years?
Referela ka yone 6 years.
6 years, yes. So, ko dikolong ho na le di program tse hlola di etswa like your human papilloma virus and stuff. So, tsona li sebetsa jwang le dikolo hore le fihlelle bana kaofela?
What we do on an annual basis, the first thing we request permission from the parents.
Yes.
They must give us permission and they must sign consent. Gore re khone go assist bana to give them a vaccine or immunization against human papilloma virus, which may be simplified that as a form of cancer that we protect our young ones against. So we do that, and then on a regular basis every year we go to our schools and then we vaccinate them because it is very difficult for the Department of Health to start operating in silo. We still want these children to be educated whilst they are healthy at the same time, and that's why we run our program in the schools.
In the schools. Yes. So, Mahonyana nentse re bua ka taba ya kgaelo ya BCG. I remember 2019 ho na le kgaelo ya BCG. Masea a hlahileng ka 2019. Bongata ba bona ha ba ka ba ithola ebile le ditleliniking tse ntse batho ba khona hore ba ka ya ho tsona tse haufinyana le Clickstop. Ne di sa khone ho fitla ha o ka ntha le baka la hore ke ine le ho baneng nakong e ho ne o sena moento wa BCG.
Ke a leboha.
Yes.
Se se botlhokwa ke gore we also need to appreciate gore rona as a country, as South Africa, most of our vaccines, meento e mentsi ya rona, we are getting it from outside. So during that period, unfortunately, we had a serious crisis here, BCG, in the entire country. And that is why some of the children have because of what was remaining in our stores. We couldn't be able to get BCG at that time. And as negotiations went on with our sister countries, we managed to get it a bit later. And then we started a program, a catch-up. So how do we bring them back into the program so that their immune system can also be improved?
So wana ha sa le dilemong tsa bo 5 years 6 years course ke nana bana ba hlileng selemong se sa 2019 ba se ba lata 6 years now. So ba ileng ba se khone hore ba ka ifumana ba ka khona hore ba khutlele morao ba lo yetsa.
It is important hore ha ho le dialo, if you have missed your vaccination for whatever reason, visit our health facilities. So it means we are going now to follow a different schedule rather than what that I have just explained. Visit our facilities and we will see how best we can put you into a program that will make sure that you catch up with what you have lost.
Moloi, taba e re beileng hantle mona tsatsing la kajeno ke yona ya low turnout for bana ba 0 to 12 months.
Yes.
Le lefapha ke awareness e feng e le ne le batla hore le etse because of taba ena e a hlobaetsa haholo hobane bana ba fumana malwetse jwalo ka ho bua ebile ba bang ha ba ntse ba ya ba hola ho ba le malwetse a mang a bo kelello malwetse a bo masapo and stuff so ne ke batla hore o go hlokomedise batswadi ha e bohlokwa le ke hobaneng palo ya mona ka hare ho strike sa rona e le nyenyana tjena
ke a leboha
yes
we as a department
Yes.
re na le dikarabo tsa everything we need support from all structures and even from our patients, our clients and the community to assist us by making sure gore bana ba rona they come to our facilities and they get their immunizations. As much as we have been so responsible as parents, both husband and wife, we have been responsible enough, looked after this child whilst this child was still in the mother's womb. Equally, to an extent that they can now stand to be independent. The fact that they are now born, they are not yet ready at a point where they can make decisions. It is us who must make decisions for them, for their good health. You will also realize injection. No child would ever consent to an injection because it's painful. So this is a painful thing, but the results thereof are so good that we must make sure that we do it. So I'm saying for whatever pain that you may go through, whether it's your work, whether it's change of your schedule or whatever thing that may inconvenience you, make sure that you go through this one and make sure that your child gets immunized. And your child, unfortunately, remains my child. Even if we are neighbors, we don't talk to each other. But they play and talk with each other. So this one who's not immunized may affect the other one who's immunized. So as parents, let's talk for the interest of our own children and make sure that we immunize all of them so that they can freely talk, they can freely play and freely do things together. We cannot work as islands. Let's work together as the community and bring our children. It is their right. They can't make decisions. It's us who are supposed to make correct decisions for our children. Of course, we want them to be strong, independent human beings. Let's continue on this journey of making them stronger in their immune system and giving them meentong.
Mohi ine le tsona ditaba tse go hlophisitseng tsona letsatsi la kajeno mme batswadi ba kgothaletswa hore ba tlise bana moentong wa kgwedi enngwe le enngwe jalo ka ha ntata sa builo bane kgolo ya ngwana e hloka hore e hlokomele jalo ka ha batswadi le bona ba kgona go ba itlhokomele ka tseding tsa dintho tsa bona ntata ka hona le taba e hlobaetsang haholo le nna nako tse di ina le hlobaetsa ya di clinic tse tletseng haholo so ke nana ke enngwe ya sesosa se etsang hore lebele palo e tlase ha kananyana ya bana ba iswa mo ento so taba e ya tshubuhlellano e teng ka hare ho di clinic le sebetsa jwang
ke a leboha mme se se botlhokwa se re tlhokang go se lemoga ke gore we are running a public service and ka nako tse dingwe re krea palo ya batho ba batlang mo di facilities tsa rona mo di clinics tsa rona ile kwa godimonyana than expected but what is important for us ke gore we should make sure that every person who comes to our facility mongwe le mongwe a fitlile o krea service eo it may be delayed in some of the days or so but the person must please be patient with us and make sure until agra service eo. But when it comes to these ones that are so vulnerable, we really want to encourage our team members, our professionals, our staff members to work together and make sure that we immunize them. So we've got what we call fast queues. In other words, when a child comes to our facilities, we've got a dedicated area wherein we do them. We call it well baby. Remember, they are not yet sick. So we wouldn't really want our children to get mixed up with people who are coming to our facilities who are already sick. And that is why we create what we call a specific area, which is fast queued, where children are treated separately and quickly that they can leave our facilities. In case of any problems, there's always an operational manager in each of the facilities who you can contact and say, it looks like I have a problem. What is the problem? And if there's a problem, we can always even go out and reach out to our children. As long as we can know where they are, we can go even to their homes and immunize them from their homes.
Detemloi ke batla re feleletse mona hona le dibaka tse ding tsa di clinic mo baoki ba kgona hore ba khutlise motswadi mohlomong o ila skipa date ya hae ene e le di 21 so o tla today ka di 23 then ba mo khutlisa and ngwana jole tlamela entiwe re sebetsa jwang ka situation e jwang
ya ka ke tlhalositse earlier on gore every facility, every clinic ina le motsamaisi, ina le manager. Please don't allow yourself jaka motswadi. Take responsibility. Just like you can wait at the ATM to withdraw your own money and wait on a long queue. Make sure your child must get a service. Get to the operational manager and make sure operational manager sure you get that treatment. That is an unacceptable behavior. Hariya moheli tabayo. And in case it happens that even our operational manager is not helpful for whatever reasons, our offices are available. Rona office ya rona ya Strex rona iku West End, go 4th floor. You come to our office. I really don't want to see children coming to my office. It will call Hore. I must stop everything. Take these children to where they are supposed to be immunized, and we will stop everything and make sure that our children get immunized. But make us aware Hore. But they are not doing exactly what we expect them to be doing. So please help us so that we should make sure nobody must be returned. At some stage. Earlier on, you asked a question. I said the same thing. Bring that person back to the facility so that we can reschedule and put him on a schedule. So the very child high misses you come. There's this other thing that also happens. Now, Rofa Day, 21. For whatever reason, maybe it happens on the 17th. 21, I will not manage to go there. Come immediately when you have that problem, even before the 21. Okay. In some areas, you may find that high. Or you have to go away of whatever reason. Come to our facility and say, my date is coming in the next few days. We will be able to help you.
So leha ale atsuile ka haro flex stop o khona hore a thusa hale mo alente.
Yes. Okay. As long as atsutse the document that's how we've got one immunization booklet. Yes. The one for boys and the pink and the blue ones and the one for the girls. So you take it along and you go anywhere you need that. But I would really plead with our own people, before you leave, think about your child. Come to us before you leave, then we will advise you correctly. Because when you come back, did you manage where you went? You went to Joburg, did they manage to assist you? If not, we reschedule you again into a program. So
Manzo qetela ditemoloi.
Manzo qetela ba haeso ke hore ke a leboga ka sebaka se le re fileng sona se. Bagolo, let's take responsibility collectively. Let us make sure that re enter bana ba rona so that re nne community in future. If we stop here, lead our country in the future because they may be wiped off by different kinds of diseases that we see. We saw different diseases coming in and coming out. We don't want to allow, or even if any form of disease comes, so weakened, but properly immunized, and they would pass out, and then we don't have a future. So as a country, if we really are interested, we should make sure that we immunize our children so that we can have our future. Our children are our future.
Detemoloi ke lebohetse ketelo ya gago ka tsela ka jeno. Ke leboga. Mohi inele ntatemoloi ho hla lefapheng la bophelo ka rosetreke sa rona sa Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Mohi jalo ka se utlwile ntatemoloi a di beile hantle mme o di buile ho tlala seatla hore batswadi la kgothaletswa hore elise bana ba lona meento bohlokwa bakeng sa kgolo ya ngwana. Nna o tswa ho nna thope ya mokwatle ke ka betsa motswadi a se ise ngwana clinic ho ya ka nna ntatemoloi ne ka re nka ba shapa ba teng ba re ba tseba.
Yes.
Ba teng ba hlola re ba bona ne ka re ka ba shapa batswadi bana ba sa ba tswisa bana ba bona ditleliniki bane o a bona go ngwana go na le mo a khwehlang teng o bona mo ngwana na ha gona ya mo ento la o batla buka o ithole.
Yes.
Tetemoloi re hatise fela mona mo ne le ditaba tsa gona tsa thapameng ya ka jeno le thope ha mokwatlo tsa hona le moifo wa ditaba o ratehang re ho wena e tshewe khotso.
Ga tswela pele ka tsa mono profenseng banna ba le babedi ba kwa motseng wa Matlhako 2 Phemelo Maine le Onkemetse Phatlhanyane ba solofetse go tlhagelela kwa kgotlatshekelo ya Taung mabapi le kgetsi ya polao. Go begilwe fa Maine a tlogetse kopo ya gagwe ya beili fa kopo ya gaphatlhanyane e tlhotse e reeditswe mo letsatsing la gompieno. Bobedi jono bo latofadiwa ka polao ya ga boingotlo Makauta wa dingwaga di le 16. Dipego di kaile fa setopo sa ga Makauta se bonwe kwa lebitleng le le seng boteng kwa nageng kwa motseng wa Matlhako 2 mo bekeng e fetileng ka Labotlhano. Sebueledi sa sepodisi mo Northwest Brigadier Sabata Mokgwabone a diaparo tsa moswi di ne tsa fitlhelwa kwa lelapeng la ga Maine mme a tshwarwa ka Lamatlhatso morago ga go inela kwa sepodising. Re diwetsa fa tsa porofense ga jaana re tsena mo go tsa bosetšhaba. Lefapha la Thuto la Western Cape le kaile fa dikolo tse di nang le ditlhokego tse di kgethegileng e le tsone fela tse di neng di sa kgaolelwa dikonteraka tsa barutabana. Mogakolodi wa tsa thuto le matlisisi Silan Naidu o buile gore dikolo tsa puso tse di kwa mafelong a humileng a Cape Town di ne di sa tsengwa mo dithulaganyong tseno. Gabagare lefapha le kaile faile a ganetsa se a se buileng jaaka bua gore dikolo tse di kwa mafelong a humileng ke tsone tse di nang le palo e kwa godimo ya go fokodiwa ga barutabana. Sebueledi sa lefapha Kerry Mochlin a re tatofatso tsa gore lefapha le ne la fitlha tshedimosetso ya dikolo tse di neng di tla amega e ne se boammaaruri. Re sa le foo South African Democratic Teachers Union SADU ya re gaetse letlhakore mo morerong yo malebana le dikolo tse di sa tlhokeng. Re diwetsa fa tsa bosetšhaba mme re tswelela pele ka tsa boditšhabatšhaba. Lekgotla la ditšhaba tse di kopaneng UN le tlhagisitse gape ka go senyega ga maemo a tshireletsego kwa botlhaba jwa Democratic Republic of Congo DRC. Seno ke morago ga fa M23 rebels e sena go gapa ditoropo le go thopa mafelo a mašwa kwa porofenseng ya North Kivu. Baeteledipele ba selegae ba re M23 rebels e thopile toropo ya Minova mo bekeng eno e leng tsela e kgolo ya go tlisa dilwana kwa motsemošate wa porofense ya Goma. UN e netefaditse gore setlhopha sa M23 se tsere ditoropo di le mmalwa kwa botlhaba jwa naga mo malatsing a sa tswang go feta fa setlhopha sa go boloka kagiso sa MONUSCO se bega gore go nnile le dikgotlhang tse di masisi magareng ga M23 sesole sa DRC le ditlhopha tse dingwe tse di tlhometseng segolobogolo kwa kgaolong ya SADC. Dikutlafa tsa boditšhabatšhaba mme re tswelela pele ka tsa kgwebo. Aforika Borwa e nnile le tšhono ya go itsise baeteledipele ba lefatshe kwa World Economic Forum WEF kwa Davos kwa Switzerland ka ga ketapele ya naga ya G20. Moporesidente Cyril Ramaphosa o ne a bua le bobegakgang morago ga go wetsa go tsaya karolo ga gagwe kwa WEF a kaya fa go tlhokega tirisanommogo e oketsegileng mo lefatsheng go tsweledisa dikgatlhego tsa batho. Ramaphosa wa tlhalosa.
33 years ago, the founding president of democratic South Africa, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, spoke here at Davos. And he said, our interdependence, bringing us together into a common global home across the oceans and the continents, demands that we all combine to launch a global offensive for development, for prosperity, and human survival. In pursuit of this objective, and in giving effect to the mission of achieving or implementing what Nelson Mandela said, the mission of the G20 South Africa will focus on 3 themes: solidarity, inequality, and sustainable development. It is South Africa's firm view that these themes can best be taken forward through the collective actions of a number of institutions like the G20, as well as various multilateral organizations such as the United Nations, the World Trade Organizations, the World Health Organizations, financial institutions of the world, some of which should be reformed and be made more representative and responsive to the needs of the citizens of the world.
Re di wetsafatsa kgwebo mme re tsena mo go tsa metshameko. Premier Soccer League PSL e emisitse metshameko yotlhe ya Royal AM ka ntlha ya gore setlhopha se lebane le mathata a matlole. Mong wa Royal AM, Sean Mkhize, o na le bana le tsa semolao ka ntlha ya sekoloto sa diranta di le dimilione di le 40 go SARS se se neng sa dira gore batshameki ba seka ba duelwa madi a kgwedi ya Sedimonthole. PSL e buseditse morago metshameko ya Royal AM kgatlhanong le Orlando Pirates le Milford. Komiti khuduthamaga ya PSL e tla kopana mo letsatsing la kamoso go letla Royal AM go bua ka morero yono. Ga re tswela pele ka tsa metshameko, setlhopha sa Mamelodi Sundowns se nonositse maemo a yone a ntlha mo Betway Premiership ka go fenya Magesi FC ka 2-1 go oketsa maemo a yone a go etelela pele ka dintlha di le 3. Sundowns e ne ya tla go tswa kwa morago go bona phenyo fa Lucas Hibildo e ne ya dira gore go nne le tekatekano mme Teshrek Matthews a lebisa kwa go fenyeng. Phenyo eno e dira gore Sundowns e nne le dintlha di le 33 moraga metshameko e le 12. E tlogela Orlando Pirates mo maemong a bobedi le fa e santse e na le motshameko o le mongwe. Tla jaanong re di wetse ka tseo di itlhomileng kwa setlhoeng. Lefapha la tsa boitekanelo le tshwentswe ke palo e kwa tlase ya batsadi kwa meentong ya masea. Mo go tse dingwe, Kgetsi ya polao kgatlhanong le banna ba le babedi ba kwa Matlhako ya tswelela. Re di wetsa fa mogaetsho go fitlhela re kopana gape mo nakong e tlang ke Keotshepile Mokate, Mothweso, sala sentle.